Hello, everyone. This is Matt and Nejmeddine. We gave this talk at Apidays Paris on how to use the latest in AI, generative AI tools to improve your developer and operations life in designing your whole life cycle around APIs. And we're excited to come share it with you again on YouTube. I'm Matt Feigal. I'm a partner engineer focused 100% on Apigee at Google. And Nej, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Nejmeddine. I'm from a company called SFEIR. I'm a senior staff engineer in that company and I'm working mainly around GCP and IPG topics. I'm also a Google developer expert which is recognition from Google for me.
Right, and a top trainer in the region too. So,
yeah.
Yeah, good. So thank you very much, Nejmeddine, for teaming up with me on this talk. So what we see at Google when we look around the space of AI, we look at how AI can solve productivity problems for developers. Developers, as you know, spend a lot of time hunting for solutions because they're constantly problem solving. They spend more than an hour a day, and they also have trouble because their knowledge might be really strong in one area and not in another. So these are common issues for developers that need to be improved. And we look at how AI can help with this. What we found is the most common patterns are we're using conversational APIs, kind of like a coding buddy. We're going to see a lot of that today. Also, it can create a lot of kind of the boilerplate templates, things like that you need to do as a developer that take you a lot of time. We're also finding that people are often replacing functions that they would normally write code for with some sort of an AI, generative AI, or other machine learning tool, where instead of writing a complex logic flow and business logic, you're using a machine learning API, and your program is calling out to it to solve those problems. Now, how does this apply to the API space? This is what we see as the circle of life of APIs. Your API or your API program has to have people running these roles or these responsibilities for everything you do, from like the designing and the creation of APIs, the building of them, to the governance of them. If you have your developer team thinking about the security or the regulatory compliance across multiple regions, you're going to have a tough time. You really should think about who or what in your system is managing the security, the regulatory compliance, and also just operations, keeping it alive. Whether you staff these roles or not, they exist as something that has to happen in your API program. So you either need to have teams or people that do them, or tools, platforms, and as we're coming up, AIs to perform some of these functions. And what we see with AI is that AI is going to be, the generative AI is going to empower people no matter which part of the circle they're in, and also where they are in their expertise level. You're going to see that people coming in at the beginning, novices, are going to be able to be more effective at building, designing out of their comfort zone. You're going to be easier to operate them. And experts, people who are very good at this, will be able to remove some of the toil, some of the repetitive work, and use their expertise in a more sharp way. Now, Apigee is, I hope you know it, is an API management tool that handles things also across all roles in that lifecycle that I talked about, whether it's the developing and building, the publishing, the managing the developer portals and developer access, monetization, monitoring, securing your API. Apigee has, as a tool set, a suite of tools that covers all of these things. And from the beginning of I'll call it the generative AI Cold War maybe, or the generative AI arms race, the beginning of 2023, things really heated up in this space a lot. Google's Apigee team set aside a group of people to look at specific use cases and build them into the product of how you as a developer or an operator can use Apigee, can use generative AI most easily with Apigee. And that's what we're going to see today.
Yeah, that's nice. Thanks a lot, Matt, for the introduction. maybe let me introduce the generative AI that we will use in Google Cloud. So in Google Cloud, when you are using Google Cloud, you will use the generative AI called Duet AI. So Duet AI is the generative AI that you will use in Google Cloud, and you will see, and I will show you that in the demos, that you can use Duet AI embedded in the GCP console. The GCP console is the UI or the web page that you would use when you interact with all Google Cloud services. You can use it also embedded or as an extension in the main or the most famous IDE in the market. For example, you can use it with Visual Code Studio and IntelliJ. And you will see that it will offer the same experience as a generative AI user. In this slide, you are seeing some features offered by Duet AI in 2023, and for sure for the next year you will have more and more features. But let's start from the beginning. The main idea, or what I think, or what is my opinion on the usage of generative AI or as a developer, is the generative AI will not replace the developer. So it will not, or we will not see that there is no need to have developer. We still have a need of a developer, but the generative AI will help the developer to be more efficient, to be more fast, to be more relevant in the code that the developer will produce. And that's why all these features you are seeing in the screen are here to make the developer more performance. So, for example, you have the assistant development, which will help the developer, for example, to complete his codes. One funny functionality is, as a developer, for example, I hate writing test or the unit test, because I think I will lose time. But it's very important to write to test your code. So you can use now the GTI or the generative AI to create for you the unit test, and we will have a demo on that. Also, the generative AI and GTI in our case, so will help you also in different steps and different area when you are developing an application, when you are deploying it, when you are securing it, when you are trying to know what happened, why I got this error in the production, and how to fix it.
So to bring this example of how it's going to speed up your life and make you more efficient as a developer in high-stakes situations, we're going to create a high-stakes situation. Nejmeddine and I have just founded this great coffee company in Seattle where we're going to sell fancy high-end coffee to all the rich tech people there, and we're going to make a lot of money. So Nejmeddine, thank you for joining me as CTO of this great project. I have some very exciting news for you. The website is going to go live in 1 week. The designers have already created it. I'm working on buying the domain. And I just realized, Nej, that we don't have any sort of way for customers to actually buy our coffee beans. So we're not going to make any money. Could you really quickly design an API so that the web developers can integrate it into our website of how our customers are actually going to buy our great coffee beans?
Okay, so you have only 1 week, Matt. Okay, so it's so short as a notice period, but we said that DHI will help us to deliver faster and to propose something creative. Okay, so I'm here for the challenge, Matt. Let me share my screen, and for this first part of this demo, so I will use IntelliJ and show you how to use it and how to use IntelliJ and GTI for that. So the first thing is to install a Cloud Code plugin, and when you install it, so you will have GTI available on that. So Matt, your challenge is to generate or to have our OpenAPI specification, right? So
Yes.
let me start. So I will ask him an API to manage, or no, an API for a coffee bean, or it's an API for, yeah, you need, you see the prompt is very important because it will allow you to generate the right thing. So let's say for an e-commerce company, let's say for an e-commerce company by selling coffee bean. Okay, and let's see. Yeah, you see here, I just asked the DHI to generate an API. So I didn't specify if I want to get the OpenAPI specification. So when I asked DHI for an API, so he told me that I need to have a get product, I need to have a post product, how to create, how to manage my product. Maybe let me ask him the product or replace product by coffee. And you see, it's nice. So first of all, the generated endpoints from an API was abstract, was product. And I asked UHI to know I'm buying my product is a coffee. So please generate endpoints like this. So, okay, this is the half of the work because I'm not getting my OS file. So maybe I will ask him generate or open API specification for API. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on. API. Yes. And let's see what it will generate for us. Nice. As you see, I was able to generate my specification, as you see here. But yeah, this is something which it's not good because it was the version 2 of OpenAPI specification. I will propose to generate OS v3 instead. Okay. Let me see. And that's nice. You see, I'm generating now the OpenAPI specification in version 3. And as you see, Matt, I have now our OpenAPI specification in the newest version, which is version 3. And as you see here, I'm using a plugin to show you my OpenAPI specification with the right endpoints and objects that we are using. I will ask also the try to add OAuth security using client credential, let's say, client credential type. DHI is working, and now let's see. Let's see what we have, and that's fine. You see, Matt, I have now the security, and I have also the authorization here. So as a developer, I need to complete some fill in the blanks, let's say, attributes to be able to configure it also to have it available and ready to be used. Okay, so now, as you see, I was able to design our API in less than 5 minutes, and now the idea is to put it or to make it available for the developing teams. So for that, I will show you another thing. So I'll show you another tools, which is how to do that inside or using Visual Code Studio. So in Visual Code Studio, what you are seeing here, so we have also a plugin, or there is a plugin that integrate GUI, and we have a special one which is Apidays. So what I will use to make my specification available for the developer is the usage of an API Hub. API Hub is just it's a Google Cloud services that let me share my specification to the teams, even if it's still in design phase. So for that, as I told you, I will use this plugin, and maybe I will generate again my spec, and I can bring it, but I will generate again. So an OS an API, an open API specification, API specification, specification for a coffee bean company, and I will have the same result. And after generating my spec using this plugin, which is RPG plugin, which is part of the Cloud Code plugin, I will make it available or using the API Hub. So this is my spec, and you see that it's an open API specification version 3. And what I want to do is, just by clicking on this button, which is Save to API Hub, I will just choose a name. Let's say Coffee Bean Inventory Management API. It's fine. No, I will keep it. This is my version 1, and as you are seeing, we are I'm now making my specification available in API Hub. To see the result of that, let's move to the Google console, and as you see here, I'm using this project with RPG GenAI, in which I will make my specification available. And let me refresh. And fine, you are seeing now that my API is available here, and it's in a concept phase. And also, you will be able to see all what I have designed, and my spec are already available on on API Hub, and the developing team can start developing this API or the backend of this API. Nice. I finished the work, Matt, and you can communicate on our new product.
Great. So in 5 minutes, you were able to design this API, publish it. This is great. You were obviously the right choice for the CTO, Nejmeddine. Thanks. And now I'm going to go tell the web developers that it's ready to integrate for when they publish the website and start using it with testers tomorrow. So it's great. I'm really excited. We're gonna get our first orders coming through the system. People will be, testing our credit card and ordering system. And so now, I'll go write an email to the web developers to get working on integrating. So I'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay, Matt. So yeah, you are saying that you will ask the developer. Oh yes, you are making the challenge very, very high. And okay, let's try to do something on my side.
But you said it was done, right? So I'm telling the developers it's done.
Okay, I accept the challenge. Let me share again, and I will show you what I can do. So I'm using now IntelliJ because I love this ID, but I think I'm very comfortable on Java, so I will start to develop my backend in Java. So first of all, I need to create my API. So I'm creating just a class here, Java class, which is Coffee Bean Manager. And look, I have integrated API, and what is magic? So just giving the name of the class, he was able to propose to me some code snippets. So here he asked me to add a repository bean, which is allow me to connect to my database. And you see, I'm just clicking on the tab, and he's proposing here to create the endpoint to retrieve the get endpoint to retrieve a specific coffee bean. This is the endpoint for creating a coffee bean endpoints. Yeah, I want to have a put. The put is to update my coffee bean attribute. So is generating code and as you see, in a few clicks, I was able to start generating my my code. So let's assume that we finish it. The development of this one, and I want to also, for example, to create a new Java class. Okay, let's say what I will routines.java, in which I want it's routines. Okay. And in this class, I want to, for example, to calculate the let's say the shipment cost. I will ask DHI to generate the code for me. So, and as you see in a few clicks, and just giving to DHI the prompt or the command in which I explain what I expect to have to generate the cost, the shipment cost, and to have some relevant function to calculate these costs. Now, doing this for the entire component, so I will be able to generate my or to create my application from scratch, just interacting and pair programming with the API. The last part is when finishing my my code development, I will ask UHI to help me to deploy these applications. So let me ask him how to deploy this application. I will use Cloud Run. I will use Cloud Run because I'm a fan of managed services, and I will ask how to deploy this application in Cloud Run. And you are seeing that the API is showing me the gcloud command that I can use to generate or to deploy my application in UAT, and also give me all the steps that I need to follow to be able to do that. Maybe one more thing, because I told you that also UAT will help me as a developer to, for example, to generate my unit tests. So I can also, before moving to the deployment, I can ask him to, for example, to generate unit tests, as you see here, or to generate code. So Matt said that he want to ask our developer to test our API, but as you have seen that my backend is not yet developed. So what I want to do is maybe to create some mocked endpoints and or an application that will mock what I have designed as an API. So and the challenge now is to generate a mock application and having mock data from the specification without spending a lot of time. So let me ask UHI if it can help me. So I will ask. So generate mock application. I need to improve my prompt. From this OS open API specification. And that's fine. And as you see, I got, or I have a Flask. It's Python, so I can change. I can't use any other favorite language. But here, he's generating for me all the endpoints that we have in our OpenAPI specification. And as you see, you are returning some mock data. So for example, when you make a call to the /coffee, so you have 1 cappuccino, 2 latte, 3 espresso, and so. That's fine. So now I have my application, I have my specification. My specification are available to my developer in the API Hub, and now I was able to generate a mock or an application to mock the data that I will propose to the web developer to integrate our service. Since I want to have a high quality codes, and as I told you in the beginning that GHI will help me to generate tests, for example. So I will show you how to do that. So imagine that we are in this class, which is generating or calculating for me the shipment cost, and I just this class. So I will just ask GHI to generate unit test. We say unit test, and it will take the context of this class, and I will just copy this. I will put it here in the same folder, but it's not. No, maybe I will do it much. So it's Java class. Okay. I will say that it's my unit test. Excuse me. I will create it again. New Java class. It's call it unit test, and inside I will maybe I will copy all this. And as you see, I was able to generate my unit test as quick as possible. And you have here the assertion to validate my test. So what you are seeing here in red, because I need to fix the dependency and using mapping for that. But it works, and if you are a Java developer, you know that it's easy to generate it. So as you see here, it will ask me to add the missing dependencies. One more thing that I want to show you also, if you need to have an explanation on your codes, so you just ask GHI here. No, it's the wrong button. So you select your code and you ask to explain this, and you will have all the explanation of this snippet. So here we are saying the calculate shipment cost method take 2 parameters, the weight and the distance. The method then calculate the shipping cost by multiplying the weight by. So you see, he was able to give you an explanation of these Java classes. Also, you will see that GHI is able also to explain a specification. And if I go back to my specification and I ask GHI to explain this, you will see that he was able to give me an explanation of what we have or defined in our specification. So you see the given define the RESTful API. So it can give you explanation to non IT person.
Great. Okay, so then what we come back to now is we just saw Nejmeddine as the CTO, me as the CEO, completely misunderstood that, thought that just the specification was enough, sent it out to our developers to start testing and integrating, and he needed more time. So he quickly throws together a mock backend so that we just don't, so that our API talks to a backend. And now he has the rest of the week while we are, while we're preparing for the launch to actually build out the more complex backend and do things like deploying to Apigee, deploying the complex code, maybe writing some developer code for our portal. Do you want to show examples of generating documentation, generating deployment specification, something like that?
As I told you in the beginning, we will be able also to use GTI to help us in our operational tasks. For example, I finished my application and I want to deploy it in Cloud Run. Suppose that I choose it Cloud Run as a service to deploy my application. So I will just ask GTI what or how can I deploy my application on Cloud Run. So for that, I will ask him how to deploy my application in Cloud Run. And we will see what kind of proposal he will ask him. So he will proposing. So as you see, GTI is giving me all the steps needed to deploy my application. So first of all, he told me that I need to install Cloud Google Cloud CLI or gcloud in my computer. After that, he gave me the right command or gcloud command to deploy my application. So here is the gcloud run deploy Apigee. So the name, and he is saying that I need to specify a region and the project ID in which I will deploy it. So also he gave me another way to deploy my application is using the cloud console. The cloud console is the web page or the web UI on Google Cloud that you can use to interact with the entire and all Google Cloud service. But imagine that I don't want to do that like this, but I want to provision Cloud Run in which I will deploy my application using Terraform. So I want to ask him how to do that or how to provision my Cloud Run in Terraform or using Terraform, let's say. Using Terraform, and this is another way to do that. So in Terraform, so he is telling me, so I need to create a new Terraform config file and give me the different resources or Terraform resources that I need to use for that. And after that, he give me the right command to perform, to be able to provision the Cloud Run in my Google Cloud project. As you see, Matt, in a few minutes or so, I was able to bootstrap my my deployment to have, let's say, to have the which ways I can use to deploy all this application or this backend application to Cloud Run.
Great. So, and also we can use the same sort of techniques to generate documentation that we deploy onto the developer portal, things like that, so that when we get external third-party developers coming or our internal web developers, they can find the documentation directly in the web portal through the same sort of tools. Our final problem from today is once we've deployed all this and we're running in operations, how do we secure it and monitor it and keep it alive? how do we make sure that we're not accidentally leaking customer data through our APIs, or there's some misconfiguration that someone could trick us into getting free coffees? Because we selected Apigee as our API management platform and we're running everything there, we have easy access to the advanced API security features in Apigee. These things will help monitor the traffic for abuse patterns using the machine learning models from Google's experience defending Google Maps, other APIs, all of the customers that are running on us. We build machine learning models based on this, and we can apply them to monitor your traffic without adding any additional layers, hops, tracing, logging. Because you're running an Apigee, the machine learning models can have access to do this kind of analysis. And it will pick up common attacks and uncommon anomalies. It will advise you on what the likely attack is. You can see common attacks that might be found here. And will even suggest fast responses, fast actions that you can take when it detects this. Also, it can detect, since it has access to your code, it can be checking, or since it has access to your APIs in Apigee and in the API Hub, it can check for common misconfigurations, common security errors that might happen, that might creep into your developer program or slip past your quality and QA checks. So all of these things are available because we're running in Apigee to protect us from our own misconfigurations or other abuse. That is a very fast-paced run through how generative AI is going to help you as a developer design, build backends, operate, deploy, run, document, all of the other things that you need to do around that wheel of life for APIs. So thank you very much, everyone. Nejmeddine, I think it was great having you as my CTO. Thank you for racing through my challenges so quickly. Any last words?
Thanks a lot for this challenge. It was not so easy, and it was so challenging to bootstrap all these steps in the life cycle of your API development and maintaining in a few minutes. So start now because we are bootstrapping. So are trying to show how to be fast, how to use the generative AI to make to start as quick as possible, and you need to continue to use it. You need to continue to use it to improve your code and so.
And as we've seen, you still need your smart developers and smart CTOs to make all this work, right?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you at the next API Days.
Thank you. Hopefully, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.